When global commodity markets shake, import-dependent economies feel the earthquake first. From sudden, punishing spikes in refined fuel costs to volatile agricultural pricing, international commodity swings can hollow out national budgets, trigger severe fiscal shockwaves, and destabilize local purchasing power overnight. We live in a deeply interconnected global economy where local stability is frequently dictated by distant supply chains and unpredictable market forces. When geopolitical friction, maritime transit bottlenecks, or sudden energy shortfalls disrupt international trade, the cost of essential physical imports, ranging from crude oil and natural gas to industrial metals and staple grains, experiences violent vertical surges. For nations that rely heavily on foreign imports to feed their domestic industries, generate electricity, and power their populations, these external price shocks act as an immediate, regressive tax on domestic growth. Import bills balloon out of control, national foreign exchange reserves deplete at an unsustainable pace, and local currencies face intense depreciation pressure against major global benchmarks. What starts as a localized supply disruption halfway across the world quickly morphs into a severe domestic cost of living crisis and a massive balance of payments headache for central banks. Why is actively managing this volatility so critical for long-term economic survival? Because traditional fiscal frameworks are rarely built to handle prolonged, multi-front external shocks. When import costs skyrocket, national governments are routinely forced into a brutal policy dilemma. Either drain public coffers through expensive, unsustainable consumer subsidies to shield citizens from immediate pain, or pull back public spending, risk widespread social unrest, and choke off broader economic recovery. To break this relentless, damaging boom and bust cycle, vulnerable economies are being forced to completely rethink their macroeconomic toolkits. This means actively diversifying import partners, building robust strategic domestic reserves, scaling up local agricultural and renewable energy alternatives, and transitioning away from fragile supply dependencies. True economic sovereignty requires insulating local markets from the unpredictable, volatile turbulence of global commodity exchanges. Yet, insulating an entire national economy against global price shocks is an immense, capital-intensive structural challenge. Building robust domestic buffers requires deep financial reserves, highly disciplined fiscal planning, and years of patient infrastructure investment, luxuries that developing or import-dependent nations often struggle to maintain under immediate budgetary pressures. Furthermore, as international trade fragments into competing geopolitical blocs and protectionist policies multiply across the board, securing stable, fairly priced resource corridors becomes harder and more expensive than ever before. Navigating an era of fierce economic volatility requires far more than short-term crisis management. It demands deep structural resilience and forward-looking economic strategy. Visit paulquizitoblog.com for all things global news and articles. Stay informed, stay ahead.